and talk about our sponsors and run our sponsors through, and then hopefully Brian will be ready to go with us in a minute. So Jeremy, you're going to be headed back tomorrow, so have a safe trip, and we will catch up with you tomorrow afternoon sometime.
Sounds good. Thanks, John. We'll see you. Yep. Bye-bye.
The PV Dark Matter Series power enclosures deliver best-in-class performance with custom settings for specific environments. The Dark Matter enclosures produce crystal clear, professional audio. PV Electronics, perfection in music and audio. Quality Kids Entertainment is sought after by parents and daycare centers everywhere. Bubble parties can easily be added to your existing services as a wonderful and unique event. Mention you saw this ad and get 10% off our special offer if you sign up before April 30th. So contact Bubble Parties today before this offer gets away. DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool. The LD Systems Curve 500 is the world's first truly portable array system. With 2,400 watts of peak power and a 120-degree array, the Curve 500 is the ideal solution for DJs who care about their sound and presentation. Learn how to make money while you sleep with automated email marketing for your event or business. Get access to the training for free by going to profit911.biz/DJN. Profit 911. More customers, more cash, less stress.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday music. It's Brian. It's John.
We're back.
It's another list. It's another year. And I have to say, Brian, I think that 2002 just kind of seemed to be a little bit better for me than 2001.
If you dig in, it's cool. It's not necessarily chart stuff, but if you dig in, there's some really neat stuff there.
I think that's it, because when I was digging in, that's when I found some things that I found some songs that, goodness, I played for a long, long, long time.
Yes.
And there they were.
And there's some good stuff on the charts. I mean, it's not the strongest chart I've ever seen for top 100 of the year, but it's decent. There's some really strong songs there that we still use today.
Oh, yeah. I'm just doing a little. For those of you watching on YouTube, we are also broadcasting tonight on Facebook, and if you're on Facebook, you're watching the other. I cannot monitor the Facebook chat, so please don't leave any questions there. If you have any questions or you want to converse with other DJs tonight, we're doing that in the YouTube room, which you go to discjockeynews.com/live, and you can get there. Tonight's show, we've got a variety of sponsors that are helping support the shows in April. Go down in the description, and you'll be able to check those out on the YouTube channel. Please show them some love, because those are the companies that make things like this happen. So definitely show them. Yet, what year we're going to be doing 2002? Doesn't it say yet? 2002.
Absolutely.
So, Brian, let's just jump into it. We're going to talk a little bit music, then we'll break a break, and we're going to talk about a Midwest DJs Live. You were there, and then we'll get into our favorites. This is going to be a great show tonight. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm always excited. I love doing this.
So we're going to start off with the Billboard. It's Billboard Top 100. I think I didn't save the link this week. I wonder if I can grab it quickly.
You can grab it quick. You can grab it real quick. Yeah, it's the top 100 and this is album sales, top 100 for 2002. This is a cross section, everything from rock to pop to country. It's everything. Just the top selling singles of that year. It's what this list represents. So it's a cool cross section. And it's surprising how many songs on this list we just don't have on our radar anymore.
Isn't that the truth? There were some of them on there. I was scratching my head. It's like, I don't remember that song whatsoever. And that's only been 12 years ago.
Right.
You'd swear that I did a lot.
12 years ago?
12, 14, 14, 13? 14 years ago. Okay. See, I must have been doing some pretty hard drugs at that time.
You must have.
That ibuprofen. I was taking 4.
Minnesota. Yeah.
I was taking 4 from you.
Yeah, epidemics up there.
Okay. Yeah, we've got 82 people out there, about 80 people watching us on Facebook. We've got a dozen that are coming on. So great, guys. Thank you very much. If you are watching this on Facebook, if you could share it, because this is kind of a test tonight with the Facebook Live. So we just really appreciate you sharing us, helping us out tonight, because this is new ground for us, I think is what we're going to say.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This is something I do look forward to every week. So thank you very much.
Yeah, this is a highlight, that's for sure. Let's jump in 91 through 100. Now we actually have, I think, one or maybe two songs in this section that were actually on the 2001 list.
Yeah, and a lot, stuff happens at the end of the year. It works out that way.
Yeah, we do. So we've got, again, I put the link in the chat on YouTube. You guys can go there and check that out. It's over on the right side if you're watching. If you're watching on DJN TV, click on the little corner to get to YouTube, and you'll be there. We've got a Justin Timberlake song. This is actually one that Like I Love You at 99 was. It wasn't a big hit of his, but it was one that. It was kind of a nice song to use in certain circumstances where you weren't really looking for a dancing, but you wanted to basically get them kind of bebopping in their chair a little bit. Again, back in the time when I was playing in the bar.
Right. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here that's got any staying power. I mean, stuff that I did play maybe for a half a second. Geez, maybe Turn Off the Light by Nelly Furtado, but there are better choices for her.
The only song in this at number 96 is Skater Boy from Avril Lavigne.
That did get some, the youth.
I can when Promo Only released their copy of Skater Boy, where they cleaned it was the music video and they cleaned up the audio on it, so there was no the mother effing whatever she was, and because there's two spots in there, and for the longest time I would try to do a video version or whatever, and I was kind of doing the everybody scream kind of thing over the microphone.
Right.
When they cleaned it up, it was, and that I can play. I'll guarantee it at my proms this year, I could probably play that song, and I will have kids up there dancing and screaming along, and because they know that song.
Yes.
So teen dance, yes. Weddings, not a chance. Not a chance.
Right. Okay, so
let's go jump up to the next 10.
Jump up, yeah.
So we've got B2K Brandy Yaheim. Would that be at 88?
Where am I looking here?
88.
Yaheim,
perhaps. Jewel, Alan Jackson, Aaliyah, Steve Hawley, Fat Joe, Kenny Chesney, and Ashante. In that. Nothing. Probably the closest to anything in there is The Good Stuff from Kenny Chesney at 82.
So you would be the expert on that.
That one has a little bit, but that's kind of a slower song. It's more of the people who are wanting to be kind of somber and having a beer swigging time. We'll call it. I don't know exactly what you call it.
Aaliyah is somebody that people request a lot, and I think it's more of a tribute to, because she did pass away shortly after this. Rock the Boat is one people have asked for, but it's not really a good dance song, but I have had people ask for it just because of that. So, aside from that, I got nothing here.
Yeah, it really wasn't too terribly much. So let's jump up to 71 through 80. At 80, we have Dirty Vegas, Days Go By.
Winner.
That's one I definitely highlighted because it's got to be there. Mary J. Blige, No More Drama. Yeah. Goo Goo Dolls.
Here's Gone. It's not the Goo Goo Dolls tune.
Yeah, there's another. Ludacris Roll Out.
Maybe.
I
throw that in. Yeah.
I think this is one of those we were talking about last week where if you have a situation where you've got that crowd and you want to be the surprise for the people who were into that at that time.
Yeah, it's the surprise hit for the classic early 2000s hip hop set.
Yeah, I definitely think.
Although the next one up on the list is a better option.
Yeah, we've got Ja Rule, Living It Up.
Ja Rule is one that I have used.
Yep.
And they're using a sample of Stevie Wonder's Do I Do in that song. So.
Very cool. That I did not know.
It's not really a sample. They've remade Do I Do for that song. And it's pitched way down from what Stevie did for Do I Do. But yeah, that's basically the riff is Do I Do by Stevie Wonder. And people like the tune. They like it.
Cool. Just making comments over here. So then we continue. We've got an NSYNC song, Gone. Yeah.
No.
Give me the light from Sean Paul. LL Cool J. Not so much. City High. I think that was the follow-up to the one we talked about last week. That didn't do much. And then of course, no doubt, Underneath It All.
Right. And that song didn't really do a whole lot.
It didn't do anything for dance floors, but No Doubt during this period of time was certainly hot.
Yeah, but I think Gwen Stefani was hotter than No Doubt.
She was kind of edgy, but I think before Lady Gaga edgy.
she did the track with Eve. Was it Let Me Blow Your Mind or whatever? That was the hot one, and I think that was 2001.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm out. This is it. Give Me the Light, Sean Paul is like not the best Sean Paul choice.
Mm-hmm.
That comes a couple years later. So if anybody asks for Sean Paul, if there's a go-to song for that, that works really well.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's not yet. At the time, it was hot. You could play it at the time.
But yeah, not so much anymore. Not so much
And
anymore.
as far as the Outkast stuff, no.
Yeah, we get into 70 with Outkast, Mike the Whole World.
Super just blowing through it. But there is hot stuff in here if you dig.
Yeah, it is. We're going to be getting into. So
Live It Up, Days and Days Go By are the strongest ones on that list for me.
So far, yeah.
Yes. On that last 10.
So let's continue on up. Let's see. We're in 70 through 61, which we, of course, had the Outkast we talked about. Angie Martinez, If I Could Go. Yeah. Genuine, There's Better. Mary J. Blige, Rainy Days.
Lose Yourself, Eminem is one that you have to have in your collection.
Getting up to 63, yes.
That is the tune.
That's your go-to one for him.
It is. It's the theme from the 8 Mile movie, which did crazy numbers. And I love the movie. And if it's ever on cable, I'm a sucker. For the last 10 minutes of that movie, I have to watch it. I can't change the channel. I love that rap battle at the end. I love it. And the guy's like my age. He's like, you're younger than me or whatever. And I wasn't really hot on him. I mean, I thought the real Slim Shady or whatever the first tune was, High in My Game was kind of cute. And then he did the whole Dre worship thing. And when this came out, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm going to start paying attention. And I do like the guy. Mm-hmm. This was kind of the movie and the tune and everything else that really, sucked me in. So I'm a fan. I'll admit it. I'm an Eminem fan. But I wasn't until this period. It was this year that I said, okay, I'm digging it.
I would agree. He seemed to be more of a teen thing prior to that, and it had more of a teen appeal, and it didn't connect.
But even if I hear him like just be a guest rapper on a song, like if he's doing a Rihanna song or whatever, I like it. I never like that stuff. Whenever the rapper just comes in for the rapper to come in, I think it's kind of stupid. Mm-hmm. But when Eminem does it, I really pay attention. I don't know. I like the guy.
I don't know. I think Lil Wayne's the most talented rapper out there that does that. But that's just me.
Yeah. Two guys from the Midwest talking about rappers.
Yeah, talking about rappers. Let's talk about. Let's see. Busta Rhymes and P Diddy. No. 61 actually is a kind of a campy little song from Daniel Bedingfield. Got to get through this. Now this one was actually we're able to do different things in the club with this one or the bar at the time and have some fun with it. Kind of a neat tune if you have not heard this.
Okay, this is garage. Remember we talked about garage last week?
Yep.
This is like top 40 garage. That's the sound. This guy recorded this song in his bedroom. And he was a breakout hit on BBC Radio 1 in it might have been 2002. He might have hit it, and then he just went nuts. Didn't do much else, but his sister Natasha did a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. She did a lot of stuff. But yeah, this song was huge over in the UK.
Yeah.
And it did, respectfully well here in the States too.
Yeah.
And at the time, and I don't know, maybe you could throw it on once in a while, a retro set.
Yeah, it would be definitely a retro set, and it might be one of those things you're getting into it for a verse, a refrain, and a verse. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say. It's got such an interesting, the way the song begins. Anyone who was around when it was initially coming out, they would recognize it pretty quickly with that way that intro is, because it is a very unique intro. So
right, it's just a hooky riff.
Yeah,
real hooky riff.
Yeah. And once again, he put it together in the bedroom. That's just funny.
He did it in the bedroom, and I think his sister Natasha's actually singing on it too. I think I don't hold a gun to my head on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's Natasha singing the B section in that one. So
okay, let's jump up to 51 through 60. Going up the list, we have Faith Evans, another No Doubt, Aaliyah Enrique, Leanne Rimes, and this particular track, it was like, what? Why did she have to? Can't Fight the Moonlight.
They love it. Oh, I never played, but
yeah. Ludacris with the song "Move Bitch." That was a really popular one at weddings. Yes. Missy Elliott, "Work It," and let's see, we've got Cameron with "Hey Ma." Hang on a second, I'm moving thing here. Craig David, 7 Days. Alicia Keys, A Woman's Worth. Yeah, and that ends up that 10.
That ends it. Boy, yeah. I mean, maybe work at Missy Elliott in that list.
That was it. That was really it. I mean, we have another with No Doubt with Hello Good, slightly better than the other one, but again, it wouldn't be my
right.
Wouldn't be if I were play some No Doubt. Wouldn't be that one either.
That wouldn't be my go-to song.
No, not a bit. Not a bit. Yeah, this is how somebody's talking about garage music, having it in your collection. For those UK type requests.
Yeah. That was just a thing for a minute. But yeah, the Daniel Bedingfield has kind of got that garage feel to it. Let's see what else. The Craig David, that guy was huge in Europe. Really didn't get a lot of Craig David here. Wasn't real popular, but yeah, he was a very, very big artist over there. And those songs did very well. Escape Enrique at the time, I think, at the time it was fine. People liked it. And even Can't Fight the Moonlight, the Leon Rimes song, it did all right. It
did all right. Yeah, it's just going from some of the things she did in the country scene, and then she came over to the pop, and it almost seemed like she was. Maybe it was just because she was one of the first ones that were really high there, and and it became. I don't know. It seemed like it was just forced. I
got one on my list later on, my extra list. That is an exceptionally wonderful song, but it's a specific remix. We'll talk about it later. But it's off the same album, so.
Cool. Just checking our streams, and everything seems to be holding up well. Yay, rah. Let's see. So now we're up to 50 through 41. We're going to go starting from the bottom. Big Timers, Mr. Cheeks, is it Music at 41. Eminem, 5 for Fighting. Kylie Minogue, which I'm sure that one will be high on your list.
Well, it was last week too.
And it'll be next week probably too. Yet even if it's not on the list, it'll still be.
Doesn't matter.
It'll be a callback. Let's see. We're up. Pink at 43. John Mayer, which if you listen to adult contemporary radio, all you do is you hear him, and Ashanti again. In that list, what did you have highlighted? This one was.
Well, duh. We got Kylie.
Yeah,
that's a wonderful song, but that was actually last year. This is a carryover.
Yep.
Well, actually, not for the U.S. For the U.S., this is when we got her. I think it wasn't released here until mid 2002. Let's see here. The Eminem Cleaning Out My Closet. That one was hot for a minute. I don't like playing it, but people want to hear it.
But it was that hot for a minute thing.
It might be a bar track even now. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that.
Pink Just Like a Pill for a minute back then was hot. But again, we've got better Pink choices.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Well, we talked about it last week. I think it's going to pop up this week as well.
Yeah, I think so.
That's about all I got for this one.
Okay, let's jump up to 40 through 31. Now we're starting to get into a little bit more. In this one, I've got more highlighted. Truth Hurts at number 40. Not so much. 39. No. This would have been. Was Kelly Clarkson now at a moment like this? Was she the first Idol winner?
Yes, she was.
Okay, so then this would have been her first major release then after Idol.
Yes, I believe this. I think her first one was The Power of Love. I think that was her first one, if I'm not mistaken.
It might have been, but this would have been probably one.
The Power of Love is, but this was probably the same album. And this is played a lot like, the big team won. So they're playing this in the montage kind of thing. So sometimes we want to hear it just for that reason.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to pick up some requests of this just because of the whole Idol thing finished and Kelly Clarkson still, she's still doing it today. And let's flash back and think about it. And remember where we were in 2002 when we got to hear this song. And are you still drinking Diet Coke? You should have given that up years ago. Oh, sorry. Went too far.
Hater.
Okay, so 38.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, Tweet. Oops. Oh, and that was I think one of those little corny, goofy songs that people would come up and request in the bar every once in a while, and he would be like, "Oh, what can I really not do with that one?" But
right, it's hot, so it's new, so play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, nothing now.
Let's continue up. Let's see. Trying to 36 with Pink, Don't Let Me Get Me. We're getting a little bit better with Pink songs, but again, it's not one we do. Sheryl Crow. First off, what's up with Sheryl Crow?
Sheryl Crow is a roots rock artist.
Okay.
So you can do Sheryl Crow music, anything Sheryl Crow, for the same crowd that you can do Aerosmith for, or you can do the Black Crows for, or you can do the Counting Crows for. Any of the Crows are all good. If you're Crow, you can happen at the same event. It's all roots rock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically rock and roll with country and blues influences.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's Leonard Skinner. That's Allman Brothers, all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, this is totally acceptable for that crowd. If you're playing, I don't know, bikers, or you're playing for, the country rock fans or whatever, acceptable.
Sure.
I would say, boy, your best bet for this today would be Car Show, because there's not a lot you can do with it now. But at the time, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something to play, I guess. I mean, it's not my pick for a Sheryl Crow song.
Yeah, and the song is "Soak Up the Sun" for those of you who are not watching the.
I'm sorry, "Soak Up the Sun."
Yeah, don't have the list and such. I don't know if we mentioned it.
Kind of lazy songwriting on that one too.
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest.
No.
Let's see. At 34, Mario, Just a Friend. So when I saw this on the album, and this shows you how much this stood out to me. I saw this and I thought, oh my gosh, there's that song that it was from the 80s or whatever with the
Biz Markie.
And it was I was thinking, oh, this is a remake of Biz Markie. Maybe there'll be no. So Mario's Just a Friend.
Totally different. So disappointing. Mm-hmm. Potentially threw the disc across the room, but I didn't because I paid for it, so I wasn't about to throw it. But I thought it. You're right. For a minute, you thought you had something kind of cool.
And then I found out I didn't.
Now, we're getting somewhere here at 32 and 31.
I would even 33 had a legs for during this period of time with NSYNC and Nelly's with Girlfriend. It definitely had legs. Teen dances during this particular time. It really, really worked. Now it might be a flashback for us.
It's a flashback.
But the next two.
Right. So you've got Hey Baby by No Doubt. So if you're going to play a No Doubt song from 2002, this is the one you play.
Yep.
This is the best choice. And it's not really hip hop, but it's got more of that feel to it than any of the other ones do. It's not a rock feel.
Yeah.
And she was doing that whole thing at the time. But the big one is 31, which is DJ Sammy's Heaven, which I still play.
Mm-hmm.
That one still gets requested. I still play it, and I still get a great response from it. People know it. For those of you who don't know it, it's basically a dance version of Bryan Adams' Heaven. So I don't know. People like it. It's very corny. And it's this type of music I call flash dance music, just for the only reason I just picture a lot of hands, jazz hands, when people are dancing to it. It's just very jerky, like don 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 don. I typically don't like that kind of stuff, but this isn't so bad. But anytime there's a jazz hand song, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, and that would be. Now it's interesting. We both play this song on a fairly regular basis, but we play different versions.
You play a different version of Heaven?
Yes, I play the Candlelight version, which is the slow one.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were talking about
that. That's one of my favorite kind of go-to slow songs. So it's just kind of interesting how.
But you could totally throw this into your dance set.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's familiar. And that's what's so beautiful about this song. It's familiar. And it's not a song that people completely burnt out on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is it here? It's 31 on the singles chart. But I don't think they're like, oh, God, no, not that song.
Yeah.
They know it, so it's familiar, but it's not like they've heard it a million times. So it's kind of a cool one to throw on.
Yeah, that it is. So that it is. Okay, let's jump up to 30 through 21. We've got Cameron, Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, Creed, Default, Chad Kroeger, Pink, Michelle Branch, Enrique, and Eminem again.
Yeah, another good Eminem song at 21.
Yeah,
we'll get to that in a minute. Actually, we might get to that faster than a minute.
Yeah, it might be a little bit because the Cameron, Jennifer Lopez.
Whenever, Wherever by Shakira is not a bad.
That choice. I've got that one highlighted. when there's a Shakira request, this would be close to the top of my go-tos for Shakira.
It's either that or Hips Don't Lie, which I think is 2005 or no, maybe even later than that.
Yeah, I think it's after this.
But it's definitely after this. But until this point, yeah, this was the one.
Mm-hmm.
So that one isn't terrible. Get the Party Started. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, that is
definitely throw on.
Yep, there is your go-to one for Pink, and that can work today, and it can work at a lot of different type of events.
You can play it right after or right before you play the DJ Sammy 7. And it's all good.
Yeah, it'll go. Say
songs, both very strong songs. If you don't have them in your collection, please get them in their collection as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Hero Enrique, that was number one last year, the year before, 2001. I think that was the number one song.
Yeah, it was up there,
close to it. Yep. And in a lot of countries, it did hit number one or real close to it. And it's worth having in your collection. You might not play it all the time, but that was the big 9/11 tune.
Mm-hmm.
Firefighters and the police officers who lost their lives.
Exactly. Yep.
That was the tune they played for them. So good one. And then of course, Without Me, Eminem
at the top.
Yeah, that's decent. Mm-hmm. Lose Yourself is your first one, but this one isn't bad, and it's got a nicer spirit to it. It's a little more peppy.
Yeah.
Than Lose Yourself. So you can totally get away with playing that.
Yeah, Lose Yourself would be a little darker for sure.
Yeah, but they're both really solid tunes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, opening up his dance floor with Get the Party Started. I could definitely see.
Yeah.
Definitely see that, especially as we go forward, because it's going to be that staple. It's going to become probably the next generation's Rock Around the Clock, which was so popular for so many DJs.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump up to 20 through 11. We've got a little bit here. We've got Creed, Eve, P. Diddy, Mary J. Blige, Usher.
That's a good one. Family Affair, Mary J. Blige has legs today.
Oh, yep.
That one you can play. I play it a lot. That is the go-to Mary J. Blige song. It's a very nice tune. Everyone could enjoy it. It's not going to alienate grandma. It's got a nice beat, and it's not too dark.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still very R&B hip-hop, so I think it's a really good one to have in your collection.
Then we get up to Usher, and another P. Diddy with I Need a Girl, Jimmy Eat World with The Middle, which if you're into that was not a bad track. Jennifer Lopez with Ain't It Funny.
Not the J-Lo tune I'd pick.
Yep, exactly. And Ja Rule with Always on Time.
God, that song is just, I don't know what it is about that tune. I just dislike it.
And it was during that period of time. I remember the kids requesting that thing. Oh, it was.
Yeah, it's just a downer tune. It's a downer song. I don't know why.
Yeah, and it was a couple of schools. It was just big at those schools.
It's not just the music; it's the vocals too. I just didn't dig it.
Yeah, it didn't work. And then at 11 we have Avril Lavigne with Complicated.
At the time, hot.
Yep, at the time, hot. Wouldn't be my first, as I mentioned earlier. The Skater Boy has been much stronger for me with the different events. So
this one's probably more well known, but it's just, I don't know. At the time, I did well with it, but it's Avril Lavigne was never like my audience. I don't think.
Much. Not so much there. Not so much. Okay, we're getting up to our top 10, going from 10 to 1.
Yes.
At number 10, we have Puddle of Mud with Blurry.
Got nothing with that.
Yeah. Usher, You Got It Bad, which I think was on last week's chart also.
Nothing with that.
Not so much. Fat Joe with What's Love.
No.
There was a little during that period of time again, but yeah. But it wasn't the Linkin Park in the end. That just fills dance floors every time I play it.
Shut up.
Let's see. Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles.
I get requests for this one all the time.
Yes.
It's a lot of times it's for special dances. It's for the first dance or the father-daughter or something or a cake cutting. Have this tune. This is a song that people like. It's a really nice song. But yeah, I would definitely have that in your collection.
Cool. I'm just watching
Pops up a lot.
It does. It definitely does. Definitely does. For those of you out there watching on Facebook, by the way, we aren't following any chats. So if you're asking questions there, I apologize. We can't get there. Go to discjockeynews.com/live. That'll bring you to the YouTube, and that's where we're monitoring the chat room there because there's only the two of us tonight, and we are trying to monitor, but this is the one we're monitoring. Is that?
I only monitor John. I don't look at anything.
Let's see.
Questions later.
Exactly. We'll deal with those later. Let's see. Number 5, calling. The calling with Wherever You Will Go.
That song's not even on my radar, honestly.
Yeah. Nelly and Kelly Rowland with Dilemma.
I am in love with that song. It's a personal favorite, and I don't know why, because it's totally not normally what I would dig.
Mm-hmm.
But that tune, I just love that tune. It's a beautiful song.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelly Rowland, forget about it. She's got a great voice.
Yeah, definitely.
Great voice.
And Nelly's such an accomplished singer too.
Well, he was for 30 seconds.
Come on now, you got to admit, we're going to another Nelly song, and I mean, this is lyrical genius going on with the next tune. I mean, it was a warm day, the sun was out, and we were just getting a little bit uncomfortable. So we came to a conclusion. We needed to take off all of our clothes.
Yeah, Hot in Here, HERRE. For those of you who are trying to search it on your 2 R's. That song, I play that song weekly still, and it pops. And it's funny because I will mix out of that tune sometimes into "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees. They're almost the same BPM. And the key works. I've also done Hot in Here into Janet Jackson's All For You.
Oh, yeah.
Very well together.
Jackson's
so it's a cool song. People enjoy it
very well.
I segue into something else. It mixes with tons of stuff. Have it. And if I was in charge of everything, I would say that would be the end of our list, because the next two are throwaway. I got nothing.
Oh, come on now. Okay, Shanta, I can see that with Foolish, maybe. And of course, somebody mentioned that the one song the calling was a slow song. And, Brian's not the most romantic guy in the world. So that's why, he has a very short list of slow songs. He would rather see you rock your body than to slowly go back and forth.
I got slow tunes on my list coming up here. I do.
Okay.
And I gave total props to Vanessa Carlton on there, so.
Yeah, that's true. You really did. And again, that's a beautiful song.
It's a nice little song.
But let's talk about really incredible songs that have a deep meaning in the world at number 1.
Yeah.
With Nickelback, How You Remind Me.
Yeah, that's more that train stuff for me.
How come Nickelback is one of the most hated or the most disparaged bands in the last 20 years? I mean, maybe I'm not.
I don't know. I remember when I first heard it, I thought it was Nickel Bag. It sounded like marijuana or something. Nickel Bag. I thought Nickel Bag. That's an interesting name. Nickel Back. Okay. Are they trying to be Nickel Bag, but they can't? So they're Nickel Back. I don't know. I never felt it. I just not feeling. And you can't dance to it. You could play it, but you certainly can't dance to it.
Yeah, it's basically one of those songs you play in the bar when you want to send the people over to buy another drink. This is you're going to go sit and have a drink now, and then you bring the people slowly back with Kid Rock's all summer long, and then you can get into real songs.
Yeah.
Or you can throw something more depressing in and play Someday from Nickelback and really
something else from Nickelback.
You could really offend people.
People do like to hear Rockstar once in a while, but I don't think they came out until 2006 or so.
That's a little bit later. Yeah, that one. Yeah. That one's a fun one, and especially if you're a video DJ, because of all the different little clips and all the different people who are lip syncing. That one is probably in a lot of my situations carried because of the video more than it's carried because of the actual quality of the song and such.
Which is actually kind of nice. When that first started happening in the 80s, it was a little annoying. Like, for instance, Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer, I think it's a terrible song, but I like Peter Gabriel. Mm-hmm. The video is brilliant.
Yes.
There was a song on the album called Big Time that I thought was much better.
Yes, it was.
The video wasn't as interesting, so it didn't do as much.
Yeah.
But that could have been a hit without a video. Mm-hmm. The Sledgehammer I always thought was really weak, but it was a video song.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rockstar, good for them.
Yep. Everyone's got to have their moment in the sun.
And then the other one, I think it was like Photograph.
Yeah.
And then the thing that I really liked was a parody of that called Instagram. I don't know if you ever saw that.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
But look at this Instagram.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I did.
That was cute.
That was really good.
Just a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't too long ago. Okay.
But yeah, no love for them. Sorry.
Well, we're going to take a little break here, Brian. We're going to run our sponsors through, and we'll be back, gang, in just a minute here. We're going to be getting to our personal list next.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool. The LD Systems Curve 500 is the world's first truly portable array system. With 2,400 watts of peak power and a 120-degree array, the Curve 500 is the ideal solution for DJs who care about their sound and presentation. Quality Kids Entertainment is sought after by parents and daycare centers everywhere. Bubble parties can easily be added to your existing services as a wonderful and unique event. Mention you saw this ad and get 10% off our special offer if you sign up before April 30th. So contact Bubble Parties today before this offer gets away. The PV Dark Manor Series power enclosures deliver best-in-class performance with custom settings for specific environments. The Dark Matter enclosures produce crystal clear, professional audio. PV Electronics, perfection in music and audio. Learn how to make money while you sleep with automated email marketing for your event or business. Get access to the training for free by going to profit911.biz/DJN. Profit 911. More customers, more cash, less stress.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, those are our sponsors for our shows here. If you are needing some services from any one of our sponsors, their links and information are down in the description below on our YouTube page. It'll also be on our website page when we get that up, when that post goes up here tomorrow. And, of course, that's where the music lists with the things we're going through, where they're going to be. So that is awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we've got our list, and I'm trying to scan through to make sure that that I'm not duplicating any songs.
It's okay.
Well, some of the songs that were up on the list, because I went through, because it was about 2002 that this particular laptop, it started to save the plays.
Okay.
Yes, Ben, if you're out there watching it, Ben Miller, he was the one who said, hey, you can stream to Facebook. He was the one that got us in. So kudos to Ben Miller for helping get us set up with that. So, yeah. And what's interesting is there's virtually no lag on the Facebook. So if we say like boo, I mean, we're going to hear the ooh over here before we start our next tour. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, when I was in earlier, I was kind of on standby, and you were talking to the guy who was doing the photo booth. I didn't realize that I had the YouTube channel open.
So you had the 30-second.
Oh my God. It was like the 30-second delay. I felt like I was going crazy. I didn't know what was going on until I finally, I got that open. I closed it.
Yeah. It's interesting how YouTube has that.
Would you, you wanted to talk about the West Coast DJs Live?
Yeah, let's talk about Midwest DJs Live here before we get into our lists and such, because that it actually wrapped up today.
Yes.
Yeah, Ben, I don't know how to do that, so be quiet. It's somehow they're supposed to be shutting a ringer off, and it's like, I don't know how to do that on this computer, so don't bug me.
Old guys take a minute.
Exactly. I mean, we're vertical. I mean, isn't that good enough for old guys?
Right.
Midwest DJs Live, Milwaukee, down the street from your house. They had a party.
Yeah, 10 minutes away.
Tell us, what did you see? What was going on?
Well, I went there. I talked to Big Ron, who is one of the promoters for the show. He said numbers are up this year. They keep going up every year, and they're just trying to grow the show every year a little more, and they have done that. They had a decent little expo hall. There were several different vendors in there, including a few retailers, like Ben Stowe from NLFX Pro.
Yep. Spent
most of my time rapping with those folks in there, and just saying hi to the few people that I did run into that either I knew or knew who I was. But yeah, it's a nice little show. It's a lot of seminar. They run it the whole show. They're always running seminars. Yep. There's like a break, I think a half-hour break somewhere for lunch where they don't, but otherwise they're constantly running the seminars. And I don't attend those. The only time you're going to catch me in a seminar room is if I'm giving it. Otherwise, I'm not in there. It's no disrespect to anyone who's speaking. I just don't have the attention span for it.
Yep.
And I'll start tweaking and I'll get uncomfortable, and I'd rather just not do that. Or I want to walk out. I don't want to walk out on anybody, so I just don't go.
Mm-hmm.
But they had some good guys there. Talked to Jim Cerrone, talked to Jim Weiss, A couple of the folks who were in there, sat and talked to them a little bit. Yeah, nice little show.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard the numbers, and the numbers definitely were up this year from past years. And the report is everyone's just had a really good time with the show this year.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, my experience at these shows is different than other people's experience at these shows. I'm not going, I'm going to say hello to vendors I know. I'm going to say hello to retailers I know.
Mm-hmm.
There are some DJs that I know. I'm not going in anonymously like a lot of folks, and it'd be cool if I could somewhere, just kind of go in and experience the show like everybody else. But I'm doing it a little different. So
yeah,
it's a little odd to get a review from me on that. But yeah, I was there and things were happening. People were enjoying themselves, and nobody complained.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's been a very positive show from what I've heard so far. So cool. Well, I think we're now back to the final stretch of our music show tonight, where we get into some personal favorites and some things that we maybe played, maybe we found, maybe we're going to remind you of things that you forgot from 2002.
All right, let's do it.
You want to start, or you want me to throw the first one?
Sure, I'll start off. And some of these are just personal favorites. Some of them will work on your dance floor. So I like to mix it up a little bit that way. There's a lot of songs I like, and I know a lot of people are like, well, this isn't going to work for my mobile DJ business. Well, I don't care. I like the songs. I'm going to tell you about it. If you love music, you might want to check it out.
Yeah.
You know, if you're just in this, to find out what's going to work on your dance floor, this might not work out for you. But I'm going to tell you what I think is going to work and what isn't going to work.
Yeah.
This first one, I just like it. When I heard it, I thought it was really good. It's weird. Okay, this is a remake of The Doors' Light My Fire, but it's a remake of The Doors' Light My Fire.
Okay.
Jose Feliciano did the song in 1967, did an acoustic guitar version of it. And a gentleman named Will Young, who I believe was a Pop Idol winner, which is what American Idol was based off of. I think he was a runner-up or something. I think Simon Cowell had him do this tune. So it's really nice. It's Light My Fire in the style of Jose Feliciano, but it's Will Young. It's a nice song. I just like it.
I have not heard that one. I'm going to have to look that version up.
Does a nice job with it. I mean, but it's definitely sounds exactly like what Jose Feliciano did. I mean, it's the same progression and everything. But they added some soft strings and things that were really nice.
Yeah. Interesting. I will definitely have to. Well, I'm going to go to a couple of the type of bands and the music you didn't care for during that period of time, because we're trying to get into anything that had more of a beat coming out of the 90s and the high school things, and Good Charlotte had "Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous" was a song.
Yeah, that was a hot one.
That was a hot song. It was an upbeat and kind of jam, and the video was a little bit fun with that. So that was one I want to definitely mention, that we had some legs with that. And today it's a throwback one. If you got the right people from that time frame, and they'll be like, "Oh, I remember that song." So it's that.
Yeah, I think you could totally get away with that one. It's kind of the it's neo punk or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's bouncy, and it's got a nice fast BPM to it.
Yep, and it wasn't the moody, grungy, I hate everybody and they all should die, and I should take this pencil and stick it in my and your eye at the same time kind of thing.
I'm actually very impressed with your selection there. I really, really think that was a really good choice, John.
So what's next?
Oh, I have a fun one.
Nice.
Okay, Junkie XL. I don't know if you know who they are. They did a lot of stuff, a lot of music stuff. The thing they did the most recently was the soundtrack to Mad Max Fury Road. That was Junkie XL. But the first thing I ever heard Junkie XL do was a remix of Elvis's A Little Less Conversation, which pops up sometimes. I think it does like a CSI Vegas. I think they play it in.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, that's where it was at.
Yeah, so people know it. If they like Elvis and they like dance music, this is kind of a cheat you can throw in there.
Very much so.
You can use this in the right situations as a mobile DJ. It's kind of a cool tune. So if you don't know it, check it out. Elvis versus Junkie XL. It may be JXL.
I was going to say that's the way it's listed in most places is JXL.
Okay, but it's Junkie XL.
Yep.
And the tune is A Little Less Conversation. It's a lesser known Elvis song from one of his movies. But they do a really cool remix of this.
It is. It was. Yeah, definitely had some legs, and I think you could still use it today. And that was one of them that was on my list also.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
we were on the same page with that one.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. I was bouncing between a couple of different sources. I went to Promo Only because the Promo Only has their video from the year. So there's some things that were on there 2002, and then some things that I pulled from my own personal playing in the 2002 area that weren't the videos. I'm going to jump down actually to a Bon Jovi song. This is probably one of the few Bon Jovi songs that has been in the more recent years that I like, and that's Every Day from Bon Jovi.
Okay.
If you haven't heard it, it's a high, strong, powerful kind of a power rock song from Bon Jovi, and it was one that worked really, really well at that time in the bar. It was really popular because Bon Jovi was popular at that time with the 40-year-old women as he's popular with the 40-year-old women today.
Right.
I mean, he hasn't changed in that he basically, if there's a female between the age of 35 and probably 60, Bon Jovi is like hot. But this was, if you're wanting to find a Bon Jovi to play, say if you're at an event, you're looking for something to play earlier, you don't want to burn a really good Bon Jovi because they love Bon Jovi, this would definitely be an option. Every Day.
It's My Life was a nice one too. It was at 2000, I think that one came out.
Yep.
That was a nice later Bon Jovi tune. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do I have here? Okay, this is just a personal favorite. It's actually, it was released in late 2001, but I think it still had some chart positions some places in the world in 2002. Wasn't on my radar until early 2002. And that's Elton John's I Want Love, off of Songs from the West Coast. The video is interesting. The video is Robert Downey Jr. Now, I know you know him as Iron Man and all these other guys. Yeah. But there was a period between Less Than Zero and the early 2000s where he was just a drug addict.
Yeah, exactly. He was.
So this is a fresh out of rehab Robert Downey Jr. Nobody's seen him for a long time. And he's lip syncing, walking through this mansion, this Elton John song that I like. The album's called Songs from the West Coast. But this is the last Elton John song that I can think of that I thought, hey, I really enjoy this tune. So if you don't know it, give it a listen. It's a cool song. It was recorded on analog tape, and he used some interesting old school recording techniques to make this entire album. But that particular tune I really enjoy, and the video's a hoot. So
very cool.
That's on my list. That's a personal favorite.
So we're going to go weird personal favorites, and this is an artist I would have never imagined at any point in time in my life I would have on a list similar to this. But this particular track I got a kick out of, and this is from Marilyn Manson, and it's Tainted Love.
I remember that one.
It wasn't a bad remake of it. It was actually a pretty good remake of Tainted Love. Right.
There were a couple of those in the 2000s. I was like, what's that? What was the other one?
Korn would be the other one with Word Up. Was
I'm
another
thinking Orgy's Bizarre Love Triangle.
Bizarre, yep. They had
Blue Monday by Orgy. That's what it was.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not a bad. Not a bad tune.
That's an interest. It was an interesting. And when I saw that come out on the disc, it's like, oh man, that's gonna suck. And it's like, hey, that's not bad.
Right. Surprise.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes.
It does. Oh.
Speaking of remakes, this guy is the king of remakes. He's actually the king of cheese, Richard Cheese. If you know who Richard Cheese is, this is somebody that Jay Brennan turned me on to. I guess probably about 7 or 8 years ago. And I checked him out and I fell in love. I use this guy's music at almost every single wedding reception I do if I'm doing dinner and cocktail.
Oh, okay.
So this is what it is basically. And Jay can tell you the story. Jay has worked with this man before. He does a lounge act. It's Richard Cheese is his name, which is, Dick Cheese. But his band is called Lounge Against the Machine. And they do cocktail swing versions of everything.
Interesting.
And sometimes they're very dirty. and so you have to do smart edits on these tracks. But sometimes they're not. You have to kind of listen to the song, and if you're clever, you can make your own edits without going to his edited versions of the tracks, which essentially just have beeps over the bad words.
Oh, no way.
I'd rather have the bad words than the beeps. I hate beeps. So I like reverse the lyric or whatever, and it usually turns out okay.
Yeah.
But this particular one I was playing, the reason I play it is I'm playing Sinatra, if they want that, or I'm playing smooth jazz, and I'll throw one of these on just to see who's paying attention. This one's Baby Got Back. and it's like a lounge version, like of Baby Got Back, like Vegas cocktail lounge. Baby Got Back. It's very funny.
I got to check this out.
And some people know who he is, and like, oh, cool, you're playing Richard Cheese. Others don't. They're like, oh my God, who is this? This is great. So yeah, Richard Cheese has got a huge library. I think he's retired now, but he had, I think, like 10 albums worth of material. Baby Got Back's a strong one, and that came out in 2002.
Very
cool.
He
also does Fight for Your Right to Party, which is very funny. And the other one I really like playing is Another Brick in the Wall. In fact, you can buy his greatest hits. It's called Sunny Side of the Moon instead of Dark Side of the Moon. It's got a really nice cross section of Richard Cheese songs on there. But Baby Got Back is my favorite. That's the one I always play first. And it's great because I put it on and I look around the room, and all of a sudden somebody will just spit wine out their nose because they figure out what's being played and they start laughing. Then they listen for the person next to them, and then they listen for a second, then they start laughing. And then you've got this private joke with this other table. You kind of wink at them or whatever. And, then oh, who was that? You got to go to the table later and say hi because you've broken the ice with them.
Yep.
But yeah, that's just a little thing you guys might want to check out. All you wedding guys, check out Richard Cheese. Be very careful what you play by Richard Cheese. But yeah, Baby Got Back is a clean version. There's nothing that happens on that song that you got to worry about. And it's very funny. So
interesting. I'm going to go back to one of the bands, the getting out of the grunge rock. Bowling for Soup is the band, and the song was "Girls All the Bad Guys Want." Girl, all the bad guys want.
I remember that one.
During the time when they, again with the teen dances, it was an upbeat. The kids would dance to it, and it was bridging that. The only negative thing is that in the video, again a video DJ, it's the young lady is watching a TV, and I believe the band is playing whatever. There's something on a TV, but the part teenage boys loved it, and I had them asking specifically for that because she's a very busty young lady, and she's leaning forward to look at the TV, and leaning forward like this, and teenage hormones. But
they're gonna grow up to be mass murderers now that you've shown them that video.
Exactly. Well, we didn't show them that video after seeing that. It's like, oh, I don't have that video. Sorry. But you have promo only. Promo only has everything. No.
Shut up, kid.
No, shut up, kid. Go back. What do you got?
No, the one from them that I played a lot was that 1985, but that was a couple years later, right?
See, and I just like that one. I just like because the video was so many of the 80s videos were kind of portrayed.
I don't think I ever even watched it.
Oh, you've got to, because there's some parts from different, flashing to different 80s bands, and
right.
The video's worth to check out.
Duran Duran in one of them, of course.
Yeah, I think it was Duran Duran.
Flock of Seagulls hair. They all do the same.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
fun of my damn teenage years.
Exactly, we're gonna relive those.
Well, I've got some songs on here that you may never ever play, but I just think they're kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
First one on my list is by Gold Tricks, and it's called "It's Love Trippin'." It's just kind of a cool club song. It had a lot of legs on the club charts that year. It's a cool tune. If you don't know it, have a listen. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That's Gold Tricks with "It's Love Trippin'."
Yeah, I've not heard of that. Yeah. This is a song that I wanted to ask you about. I saw it on a couple of lists. It was the Ketchup song.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Lost Ketchup.
Yeah. What was up with that now? Because I never did anything with that.
Was it Brazilian? I don't remember, Argentina or something, but it went nuts over in England. That was crazy big. And then that I don't know why. There's an English version of it too, but I think the original is like Brazilian or I don't know. Maybe it's Portuguese or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's something weird.
Yeah.
That was a hit.
That was a hit, and it was showing up on the charts a little bit deeper. And it's like I remember vaguely. We had requests for it at the time, but I don't remember. I don't think there was a dance to it.
Yeah, there was.
Was there? Okay.
Well, in certain circles, there was a dance to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Some girls actually knew it, kind of like Jump on It by Sir Mix-a-Lot kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean, not everybody knows it, but some people actually know the dance.
There was a few moves to it.
There was a little dance to it. There was another one that came out. It's not on my list at all, but it reminds me of the Lost Ketchup song for some reason. It's completely different. It's by the Cheeky Girls, who were these Romanian twins who were adopted by this British couple and they call themselves, cheeky in England is like, how would you describe cheeky? Cheeky would be like mischievous.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to use,
almost,
mischievous.
Tongue in cheek, cheeky.
Mm-hmm.
And the song was called "The Cheeky Girls Touch My Bum." So it's kind of a fun song. you ever want to hear something worse than the Ketchup song? Check out "The Cheeky Girls Touch My Bum." That one's going worse. Worse than that one. Wasn't the worst song in 2002 because they made that one as well.
Oh, funny. Okay, what do you got next?
Underworld, 2 Months Off. It's a cool, deeper dance clubby track, kind of from the trance genre, but it's a cool tune. And it did chart. It's a good song, Underworld. They're the same ones who did, oh boy, what did Underworld do? They did Insomniac, I think. I Can't Get No Sleep. So this was another song by Underworld. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Ian just said he played the Ketchup song at a United Nations event, and the
I
crowd,
bet he did.
That's going better in the foreign charts than it did here.
Absolutely,
interesting.
It was a hit everywhere.
Let's see. Starry Eyes Surprise. Did we talk about that one?
Paul Oakenfold. I love Paul Oakenfold. That
was another one that wasn't an super upbeat song, but it was just kind of a neat song from that era that again could be a flashback as people like, hey, that's a neat song.
I would totally spin that song, and anybody who's over 25 is going to know it.
Yeah.
Oh, my daughter knows it, but yeah, my daughter was listening to, you got to remember in 2002, I was driving around Milwaukee in a golden Porsche. So life was different back then. It was. My daughter said to me a while back, Daddy, you used to have like a whole cabinet full of cologne. Why don't you have that anymore? So I said, well, Daddy also used to drive a gold Porsche. Things change.
Things change a little bit.
Anyway, that is the guy rapping on that tune is the same guy who was rapping in the band Crazy Town with Butterfly. Come, my lady, come, my lady. Yeah, same guy. And the sample Paul Oakenfold uses is Harry Chapin's Everybody's Talking, the theme song from Midnight Cowboy. Everybody's talking. The intro.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Oakenfold took that, looped it, and just slowed it way down. Dun, 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 dun. Brilliant tune. Love Starry-Eyed Surprise. One of my favorite songs of that year.
Yep. Good tune. What do you got next for us?
The Sound Blunts with Billie Jean, a remake of Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. It's almost like if you took JD's Plastic Dreams and Billie Jean and mashed them together, you'd have this fun little track. It's a cool little track. You could probably get away with playing at a gig sometime. Just if you were in that zone where you're playing that style of music, you could probably do a chorus verse on that one if you wanted to. It's a cool tune.
Who sang that one? That version?
The Sound Blunts.
Blunts.
BLNTZ. Blunts. Billie Jean. Sometimes it's credited as Billy J. Gotcha. If you Google it, but it's the Sound Blunts. Cool stuff. I like it.
Yeah, interesting. I've not heard of that one either. You're doing getting a lot of those for me.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of those from me. But the stuff I'm giving you, if you like up-tempo pop music stuff, you're going to like the stuff I'm giving you. You're going to say, oh, why didn't we get this? We really did get robbed on a lot of music during the early 2000s. A lot of stuff that we should have got that we didn't get. They didn't have a distribution deal in the U.S. Nobody was going to make money on it, so we didn't hear it. There's a lot of great music out there from this era that we get.
My next one, going back to a DJ Sammy tune, Boys of Summer was also released.
Oh, yeah, the Don Henley remake. I forgot all about that one.
And again, another upbeat song. Lyrics, people were going to know the lyrics and such, so it fits on a few categories to work into some sets at different times of the night.
Right on.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I've got Milky, Just the Way You Are. This is a beautiful little song. If they would have gotten some kind of U.S. distribution deal, I'm sure it would have been a big hit. It's a beautiful little poppy song with a really nice beat to it. It's happy. It's kind of cute. I don't know, for some reason it's a little naughty. In the same way the Carnigans' Love Fool was a little naughty. It wasn't really naughty, but it was kind of naughty.
Yeah.
Had that sound to it. This is the same kind of thing. It's a cute little song. And that is once again Milky, Milky, with Just the Way You Are.
Very good. Let's see. Ivan Van Dahl came out with Will I, which was an upbeat, kind of clubbish feeling song during that period of time. Mm-hmm. And that was something we mixed in quite often later in the evening when we were looking for something to put in there that was still a dancey enough to keep the ladies out, but it was not going to keep the guys out, so they would go buy a round.
Right.
There's a method to our madness when it comes to playing at a bar.
Yes. Castles in the Sky was the big one from Ivan Van Dahl. That was the huge one. That was 2001.
Yeah.
But it still had legs in 02 as well. But yeah, he had a good album, so a lot of stuff came from that. All right, believe it or not, John, my next song is by Leanne Rimes. Okay. Now, this is very specific, John, and I need you specifically to check this out when the show's over because I'd love your opinion on it.
Okay.
I love the song, and I didn't know who it was until I went to buy it, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Leanne Rimes," because it's remixed. This is the MASH remix. MASH spelled with the asterisks between the letters, just like the TV show MASH.
Okay.
Life Goes On, the MASH mix. Leanne Rimes, Life Goes On, the MASH mix. Is a gorgeous little song, and it's real up tempo, and I like it, so I'll put it on my list.
I'll have to. I'm not even sure if I have heard that mix.
You should hear it. It's one of those things, and we talked about this last week. There are a lot of songs that are almost unlistenable, but I'm not saying that to be rude. They just are. And the right producer, DJ, remixer gets a hold of them and turns them into spins them into gold somehow. They did this a lot with Lady Gaga, and they definitely did it with Leanne Rimes on this track. So
good stuff. Next song isn't a dance song. It's one I enjoy. This is a Christian rock band from the time period, POD, and the song is called Youth of a Nation. And I bring that up because if you are doing teen events or if you go to different teen youth rallies and such, this is one of the songs you will still hear even today as kind of a building the crowd up for getting ready to, whatever they're going to be doing for the day. Cause it's a power song. It's very upbeat and it's got a lot of instrumentation and such to it because we're a Christian heavy metal band. So I wanted to mention
that song and artist again.
POD.
POD.
POD. Youth of a Nation.
Youth of a Nation.
It was a POD. I think is payable something payable on death or something like that is what it stood for. Again, a Christian heavy metal band.
Sure.
So, just one to be aware of out there because you will hear it.
All right. I'll skip around a little bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Jamiroquai's Love Philosophy. I really like Jamiroquai. I think they're just a neat band. Love Philosophy you may not know it.
No.
I don't think it hit it all in the States. Super fun little song. This was when they were going through their disco phase. So it's very throwback sounding because he sounds like Stevie Wonder anyway, then the music sounds disco-esque. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I like the song. Love Philosophy.
Cool.
And it's the same like if you like Canned Heat by Jamiroquai, which is the one that was famous because of the movie Napoleon Dynamite. This has got the same vibe to it. It's the same sort of thing. But I like this a lot better than Canned Heat. So once again, Love Foolosophy, Foolosophy by Jamiroquai.
Oh, see, I have it spelled wrong.
Not philosophy, Foolosophy. It's a cute song.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Warp Brothers came out with a tune, Blast the Speakers. Now, this is kind of a weird, kind of a quirky little song, but you can use it in situations. It's a, how would you explain it? It's kind of a techno-y thing. I think is where a bit of a techno thing, and it can be dropped in amongst. So I believe for a period of time I was dropping this in with in the midst of Sandstorm.
Okay. Yeah.
That we were using it and using that as a bridge. And I don't know if we talked about this last week, where you'd have Sandstorm start and you'd bridge to another song, and then you come back and finish with Sandstorm. This was
right.
one that
right in the break, you can do that.
Yep. Went to something just because it. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, Warp Brothers with Blast the Speakers.
Yeah, Warp Brothers were fun. I don't even have this on my list. It actually came out in 2000, but it was in the movie Blade 2. And Blade 2 came out in 2002. So the song got popular because people saw the movie and said, hey, that's a cool song.
Sure.
It's kind of like the Warp Brothers a little bit. It's Voodoo in Cerrado with Blood is Pumping, which is a really nice companion to Sandstorm, or to the one we talked about last week with Operation Blade.
Zombie Nation, I think we talked about last week, also being in that mix.
Yeah. The Zombie Nation's slower than what I'm talking. These are Blood is Pumping is a really fast tune. That's Voodoo and Cerrado, which, and again, I think it had more club play in 2002 than it did in 2000 when it came out. But since you mentioned Warp Brothers, I thought I'd bring them up.
Sure. That doesn't count for your submission, though. No, you still have to pull one out. Because I'm down to, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left.
Okay. Well, I'll blow through some of these. I'll do like 2 at a time for a minute. Okay, this one is a remake of Prince's "I Would Die for You," and it's by an act called Space Cowboy. It was a big hit in Europe. We didn't get it at all. But I'm a Prince fan, and normally a Prince remake to me is heresy, but I really like what they did with this. I really like what they did with it. So check it out. It's a Space Cowboy, "I Would Die for You." And of course the 4 is the number 4, and the U is the letter U.
You heathens, you made a
remix
of Prince. You
better, bring it. If you're going to remake a song, you need to improve it. Or you need to just put a different spin on it. A lot of times people don't. And if you're going to mess with Prince, you really better bring it. I think they did a wonderful job with that.
I'll have to dig that one out, because I think I vaguely remember that. But I want to listen to it again.
They kept the spirit, but they had fun with it. It was good. And I'll just give another one since I'm trying to just burn some fuel here. One Giant Leap with My Culture. This was interesting. One Giant Leap was an act out of England who would travel the world and work with different artists wherever they went and record songs. And My Culture is a song they actually did with Robbie Williams, who is British. They didn't go very far to record with him. But it's a cool song. And once in a while, I'll hear it. And I hear it like in weird places, like, I don't know. If I'm, how they do like the montages of like NBC, the show's coming up this fall or whatever, and they'll have music. That's the kind of places I'll hear the song, but it's kind of a cool tune.
Cool.
So that's One Giant Leap in My Culture.
I'll have to check that one out also.
It's kind of a neat tune.
Let's see. Going to go do another Nelly song. This one, while not as popular as the one we talked about before, it can't be overlooked because Air Force Ones from Nelly had a moment, and I would almost put its moment larger than some of the ones that were up on the list. At schools, the kids loved that song for that period of time. So.
Yeah. There are some songs that are exclusive. Like the schools just go nuts over them. At the time, it's not like you do anything with them now, but at the time it was like, we got to hear it. Yeah,
exactly. And Air Force Ones is definitely.
But those are good things to know, because when those kids get of age to get married and they want to do flashback sets, it was hot with them. You can definitely go back and play that stuff.
For sure.
Stuff comes back around in weird ways sometimes. Let's see. I'll give you a couple here. This is Shakedown at Night. I just like the tune. It's a cool song. If you just enjoy poppy dance music, it's a cool tune. This one I really like. It's a weird tune. It's by Tim Deluxe featuring Sam Obernick. And the song is called Just Won't Do. The video's cute. It's I think it's Naked Volleyball or something like that. But no, cool tune. And the other one is one that was really hot. And I don't know how the kids knew it, because this was like a British only thing, but the little kids knew it. I think the gym teachers got a hold of it. It's by Miguel and Melvin. And the song is called Follow Da Leader 2002.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that one? Yeah, that was one of those songs you could play for little kids, and they would totally just get into it and do a follow the leader thing. And
Now is this? Well, maybe I'm thinking of a different version. Is this one follow the leader, follow the leader?
Yes, that's the one. Yep.
We had that. We had routines for getting the kids up and doing different things. And
Yeah.
oh yeah, that was a big track. That it even works at weddings. I think it's about a 4-minute 50-some second, and it talks you through a lot of things. So really, if you're an interactive wedding entertainer, this is something you can actually do. Is you just go put the routine together that you want to do with it. Make sure you practice it, because you've got to be on when they change up, because they change quickly.
It's a fast song. I mean, the BPMs are way up in the 130s somewhere.
Yeah, and this was one of them we'd do towards the end of the night. We'd use this as a closing. And when my partner and I were doing that at the time, when he was done with that, he's just a sweaty mess. But the kids would just go crazy.
Maybe it's something you guys want to check out. I mean, if you don't own it, you might want to check it out. Once again, that's Miguel and Melvin with "Follow the Leader" 2002.
Yeah, good tune. When did Maroon 5 come onto the scene?
About right here.
It was Harder to Breathe, one of their first tracks that really got airplay.
You know, I was looking at the charts and I'm thinking this is where they're just popping up. You know, they're just starting to make a little bit of noise here.
Yeah, because
I don't think they had done "This Love" yet.
Yeah, that might have been coming out afterwards.
Right.
But yeah, Harder to Breathe was one that we had some play in the bar back at that time. And then, of course, after that, they've really become mainstream all the way across the board.
Yeah, they came in, and most of the time, you know, the first album has to be really strong for the record companies to go ahead and continue to work with an artist. Patience pays off in this case, because they're like mega artists now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they touch, every time they have something that comes out, it does very well. So good for them.
Yeah.
We won't talk about Starry-Eyed Surprise because you talked about it already.
Yep.
Basement Jacks, where's your head at? You better believe I play this sometimes. For the right crowd, I'm still throwing this tune on. This is one of the nastier, grungier Basement Jack songs, but people know it. So you might want to have it in your collection, along with Romeo and Red Alert's the big one. But yeah, Where's Your Head At is a sweet song. It's a good one to have. And I'll also mention this one, which is just a personal favorite. Big in Europe. I don't think it did anything in the States. And that's Alcazar. They're a Swedish band, and the song is called Crying at the Discotheque. And they use a sample of Stella Devotion's Spacer, which is a Nile Rodgers Bernard Edwards production from about 1979. I think she's maybe French. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's a fun song. It's a fun song to look at.
We'll have to check that out. 2001, I believe, is when the DJ Jurgen, I think he released the disc that year that Higher and Higher came off from, if I'm not mistaken. But it was made some different lists and such in 2002.
Yeah.
And that was that upbeat kind of a jazz hands. Is that what you called it?
Yeah.
That would be kind of, almost a jazz hands type of a song.
Yeah. Flash dance, jazz hands.
Yeah.
Yes. Every time I do that, I think of DJ Shaney in Chicago. She's very jazz hands sometimes.
She is just jazzy all the way across the board.
She's always jazzy. And I'm like, oh, don't do the jazz hands. I like you. Don't do it.
Great. She's going to come on next week and slap us both. You know this.
No, she won't slap anybody. She's passive. What do I got here? Okay, a 2-4, Kylie, Love at First Sight and Come Into My World, both from Kylie Minogue. Love them. And yeah, they have their place today. I think Can't Get You Out of My Head is your first choice if you're in the United States, but these people know, and in the rest of the world, you could probably definitely get away with doing these two as well.
Mm-hmm.
Both off the Kylie album.
Cool.
Kylie album.
Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 left. Cool.
Okay, excellent. We can make this happen.
Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3. Hang on. We got to shut that off. It was coming back again. I had to refresh a page.
All right.
How many left did you have? I'm sorry.
Probably half that, or probably double that. So it's perfect.
Okay. So let me go. Wycliffe Jean, I believe it is, with Perfect Gentleman.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a different one.
Yep, different sound. Kind of almost is a Jamaican feel to it, maybe.
Trinidadian or
Maybe,
however you
yeah.
say
It was definitely a different. It didn't have a
Yeah.
but it in the bar that was in the bar they it was one of those songs that they like to have at different times of the night, and it was a neat little song. Definitely something to check out.
Yes. Yeah, a good one. Good one to look at. Real good one to look at. I think that was the last thing he did before he did Hips Don't Lie with Shakira. It was the success of that, I think, that got him that gig. Okay, this band, you may have never ever heard of them, or maybe you have, but they had an album that came out in 2002, and there were two really strong tracks on it. Liberty X. Liberty X came out, let's see, the first one was Just a Little, which is a really cool tune. And Liberty X is like, I think it's two guys and two girls, I believe. They sing, and whoever does the music for them.
Right.
But that was a cute song. But the one that was just golden is a remake. Are you familiar with Mantronic's Got to Have Your Love?
Maybe not. I'd have to hear it.
Hot tune, early 90s, probably more British. They did a remake of Mantronic's Got to Have Your Love, and they nailed it. Oh my God, did they nail it? It was so good. And I really enjoy the tune, so it's on my list.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's not down tempo. It's almost a little sexy. It's a nice song.
Interesting. I'll definitely check it out.
Listen to both versions though, because Mantronics was the lady singing it, but the way they did it for the Liberty X version was they were going male female vocal parts. It was really nice. They did a really nice job with it. I was really impressed. So nice job on the remake for that one for me.
Next is kind of more of a downer song from the combination of Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow, Picture.
Yeah.
It came out during this particular time, and I get people when I fill in at the local watering hole, they'll be like, "Can you play that song?"
It's sing-along.
Yeah. It's
and they really emphasize the 3 damn days, like really loud.
Very much so. Very much so. So Kid Rock, Sheryl Crow with Picture. Still out there.
Nice. Well played, John Young. I like that one. All right. I've got this organized really cool, too,
nice.
So we can do this. There's a track by DB Boulevard called Point of View. I really like it. A hot track in Europe. The singer they had on this, her name is Mooney. And I think she's Italian, maybe. But she had a solo track that year that I like even more. And it's called Dove. So DB Boulevard's Point of View and Mooney's Dove, both sang by Mooney, are tracks that I really enjoy. And they're just pop songs. They're not particularly floor fillers. Although I think Dove in Europe probably is a floor filler.
Interesting. Yeah, you'll have me doing more homework after the show, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. If you like the stuff that you're finding, keep digging. If you hate the stuff that I'm suggesting, stop.
Because it all's the same. Yeah.
Well, no, everything's actually very different.
I was going to say there's a lot of variety in what you're
there
giving.
Is. I do a lot of variety on what I like, so it's just what what catches my ear, and when is this going to come on the radio? And then it doesn't. And it's like
yeah.
So.
Okay, let's see.
Maybe you want to move to England after hearing all this. The radio's much.
Yeah, because they're about to start changing the next station over to a country station.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's so great. Let's see. I've got 2 left. Christina Aguilera with Dirty. It came out Dirty.
Yes.
During that period of time, that was a very, very hot song in the bar. Yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious. And it was female mainly requesting, but that was probably for a good 6-month period of time. It was a one of the A-list songs in the bar. Worked every time. So Dirty from Christina Aguilera.
Sweet. Good tune. I think you could probably get away with playing that for the right crowd right now.
Very possible. Very possible. It had such a strong appeal in a kind of a small town bar. I would think that it would be. Yeah, I would.
No, I think you could. I think that song "Absolutely Today" could have legs. I think if you're ever in a situation where you're feeling brave, give it a try, because I think it might work out.
Yeah, it would be certainly towards the top of a Christina Aguilera. If somebody says, "Hey, play something from her," it would be situation depending. Right there is one of the high options.
I mean, the best you're going to get really with her is the one that she does with everybody, the Moulin Rouge thing, which is the Lady Marmalade remake. That's like her strongest thing I can think of.
For those of you watching, I guess we found out Facebook has a 1 hour time limit.
Oh.
So YouTube people, you're the only ones seeing the end of the list.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we didn't know that. So hopefully those people who are watching will remember that they can go to discjockeynews.com/live and see the show.
Bastards.
Yeah. Crazy. Okay, what do you got now? I've got one left on my, you should have a couple left.
I got 3 left.
Nice.
So we're doing big.
Give me a couple, then we'll save your last one for the last. And then.
Okay, cool. Sophie Ellis Bextor, I mentioned her last week.
Mm-hmm.
Her remake of Cher's "Take Me Home," I believe, is the one I was talking about.
Okay. This
week I'm going to talk about my favorite Sophie Ellis Bextor song. Oh no, I talked about it with Splitter. That's what it was. With Groove Jet. That's the one I was talking about. This is her as a solo artist. She's an Irish model, very pretty lady, and I love this song. It's called "Murder on the Dance Floor." Very funny song. That is like on my number 3 spot. And in my number 2 spot, I have one that you could totally use today. I get requests for it once in a while, and it was one of those songs that didn't really hit here, but it gradually made its way into popular culture, just organically through hearing it at lounges or clubs or wherever people liked it, and it was an easy one to remember. And that is "Who Da Funk" with "Shiny Disco Balls." Remember that one, John?
Oh, yes. I don't think
Drugs, rock and roll, badass Vegas hose. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't pull that one out.
Yeah. "Shiny Disco Balls," 2002.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have that one on my.
I'm glad it wasn't your number 1.
No, it wasn't. And my mind were out of order. But the last one I've got is, and I'm not sure if I'm going to say it was DJ Otzi, Otzi.
Yeah.
If I'm saying it right. And
Hey Baby.
Hey Baby. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That is one that can still be dropped in today in the right situation, and it's that kind of sing along that they can go, ooh, I wanna know. Yeah.
That's very Australian, I believe.
But that's one of the list I've shared. I think there's probably maybe 3 songs that I'll play on a semi-regular basis or play parts, and this is one of them.
You know, if you like that one, have you ever heard? Oh boy, Scooter's "The Logical." Have you ever heard that?
I'm not sure.
You got to look that one up. Scooter, "The Logical." It's the same spirit of that. You could probably do them back to back. But yeah, it's the Supertramp's "The Logical" song. It's supposed to be kind of that, but it's sped up really fast, and the guy, yeah, it's the same year. It's 2002, so it's relevant. You might want to check that one out too.
I will.
It's interesting. Yeah, Scooter, "The Logical." It always kind of reminded me of the "Hey Baby" thing.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
My number 1 is from David Guetta, "Love Don't Let Me Go." That is still my go-to Guetta song. I love that tune. So, yeah, I mean, you can play it in the lounge, you can play it in a club, you can do late night weddings with this one. The guy who does the vocals on that is just, oh man, he just kills it. Just sounds just beautiful voice. So have a listen. You don't know that one, do you?
No, I don't. I'm gonna have to listen. You probably would recognize it, but it just doesn't.
Yeah, there's a couple different versions of it. I like the one that's like the UK popular top 40 version. That's the one I prefer to play.
Gotcha.
There are a couple different versions, and it mixes very well into things like "Getting Over You" by Guetta, where LFMAO turns up along with Fergie, and so yeah, that one. David Guetta, "Love Don't Let Me Go." That's
cool.
my number 1. song from 2002.
Definitely be checking out a few. I've got a few on my list that I need to look up. For those of you out there watching, we're going to put the lists and such. We'll put that into the. It's not going to fit in the chat below here on YouTube, so there will be a link there that I'll get up tomorrow morning, and that'll be to the website. And the website will have the full list, and then so you guys can bounce back and forth. Apologize for it, but when you've got long lists, and there's limitations to how many characters you can have there on YouTube.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. I hope it's okay that we're not just talking about strictly songs that are going to work for your wedding. I hope some of you are actually digging some of these oddballs that we're throwing out there, because it's fun for us.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. You're going through, and it's kind of a walk through a history, as you were saying, as the reflection on our 80s time, and then, as we've gone through. Yeah, there's songs you listen to, and it's like, oh, I remember playing that song, and I remember that night that I played this song in the bar that one night, and then all of a sudden that happened. Oh.
Yeah. Now, next week it gets real.
Yes, I was going to say
2003 is no joke.
Yeah, if we get into some
strong year,
very strong year, we're going to have a great show next week. There's going to be the chart. I don't even know if I want to care what the charts have. I think they're just the personal picks.
Right. You can just totally, there's so much out there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what I'll do is I'll look at the charts first, and I'll say, okay, I really like 10 of these songs, so I don't have to put them on my personal list.
That's going to be about it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Is we'll go through the list just to go through and touch base on that and give some insight. And the second part's going to be much longer next week, but that's okay.
I'll try to keep it around 30.
Yeah, we'll try
to cherry pick it for you.
We'll try if there's. We'll see what we can do with that. So if you guys have any questions or anything, please wait to put that into the comment section of the video a little bit later. Right now, this right comment section that you're all working on, which thank you again for being there and sharing and talking, is going to disappear. So please wait, put your questions and things below. If you're watching this later, thank you for watching first off. And you guys can put your comments and questions down below, because then we check these out and we get to see what you guys are thinking. And if you've got some suggestions of things you'd like us to dig into, we had another asking about playing some of the music, and I think, Brian, we talked about maybe doing a SoundCloud thing with
Mixcloud perhaps. I was thinking about doing some kind of, I don't want to particularly share the music with people where it's like, shady that way, but maybe I can do some kind of mega mix.
Yeah, exactly. Just
to kind of give you guys a taste. Otherwise, again, I mean, all the stuff is going to be.
You can find it.
You Google it, YouTube it. You can hear all this stuff online. Yeah. The lists are there for you. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I may try a Mixcloud. Maybe for next week. Maybe I'll do a Mixcloud of some of my faves. But then I don't know what to do. Do I do it of my favorites, or do I do them of the mobile stuff?
Yeah, see, probably more favorites. But we'll talk some more and figure out what we do with that. Because I was thinking about that. It's like, if we'd do the favorites and then talk over, why this song is, or why they should know this song and such. So we'll chat more. So, but once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you next Tuesday night. We'll be back with 2003. It's going to be an awesome show. Looking forward to it. Brian, thank you much.
Thank you.
We'll catch you later. Good night, everyone.
The PV Dark Matter series power enclosures deliver best-in-class performance with custom settings for specific environments. The Dark Matter enclosures produce crystal clear, professional audio. PV Electronics, perfection in music and audio. Quality Kids Entertainment is sought after by parents and daycare centers everywhere. Bubble parties can easily be added to your existing services as a wonderful and unique event. Mention you saw this ad and get 10% off our special offer if you sign up before April 30th. So contact Bubble Parties today before this offer gets away. DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool. The LD Systems Curve 500 is the world's first truly portable array system. With 2400 watts of peak power and a 120-degree array, the Curve 500 is the ideal solution for DJs who care about their sound and presentation. Learn how to make money while you sleep with automated email marketing for your event or business. Get access to the training for free by going to profit911.biz/DJN. Profit911. More customers, more